Hey everybody, this is London Bridge Bricks. In this review and speed build, I'll be assembling set number 60231, the Fire Chief Response Truck. Now this set came out in 2019 and comes with 2 minifigures, 201 pieces, and retails here in the UK for £17.99 and in the US for $29.99, giving it a piece count of just 9 pence. So that's the brief. Let's dive in and take a closer look. So here's our box then for our Fire Chief's Response Truck, and it's the usual kind of Lego City logo there with the blue bricks in the background there. Not too much greebling going on, just kind of bricks and tiles offset. And then you've got the actual Fire Chief herself, Lego's first ever female Fire Chief. She looks pretty good, doesn't she? There's a proper name for her down there, Freya McCloud, because she's part and parcel of the Lego City Adventures there, and I'm liking her for all sorts of reasons, but one in particular is that hairpiece, and I'm hoping it looks as good as that in real life as what it does on the picture there with the very red hair, and you've got this lovely gold band there in the back of it. That's quite cool. So anyway, the depiction here is of, well, it looks like a scene from Miami or somewhere like that with some sort of estuary behind it, and you've got the city just over there, and you've got some sort of roadside fire going on there with the officer putting out this fire over here, which looks like some sort of electrical cabinet that's just caught alight. He's using some sort of mobile water cannon that's firing off water studs. I mean, what else does one use in case of a fire? And you got her herself, she's the chief, and she's probably giving him some instructions via the radio equipment as well. Round the back, what do we got? We'll get ourselves a bit of an action shot there. Now, I've got to be honest though, if I was this guy here, I'd probably be more at home putting out a fire than holding on for dear life at the back here, especially the fact that she's driving it on 2 wheels. Anyway, let me know what you think about that down in the comments below. Then over here, you've got the fire response team getting ready for action there and taking out all the equipment from the back of the response truck. And then over here, you've got another action shot of them doing what they do best, and putting out fires. So that's the box. Let's take a look and see what we've got on the inside, shall we? So for a set that's only 200 pieces, there's quite a lot going on here. Anyway, got 2 large bags. Let's take a quick look in here. Looks like we've got the fire officer in there. We've got ourselves some nice long 2x12 plates. Looks pretty cool, doesn't it? We've got the fire pieces in there. So this looks like the bag for the accessories. Bag 2, that looks a lot more interesting, I've got to say. This looks like it's the fire truck itself. Those lovely, great big tyres we've got there. And of course, we've got the ladders as well, which all firefighters should have. So anyway, that's the bricks. Let's take a look, shall we, at this. So we've got ourselves a pretty cool sticker sheet. Not too much going on there. I'm liking that particular one there. I don't know, sticker number 5, look at that. It looks, is it me? Or does that look like an Xbox controller or something like that? I thought Lego was kind of more associated with PlayStation pads, especially when it comes to Ninjago. But yeah, let me know in the comments below if that is an Xbox one at all. So anyway, that's the stickers, not too many there to write home about, which is nice. I'm liking the colours of that. Obviously, good old yellow and red. It's kind of really pops, always looks really good. And we've got the instruction manual. So one, what are you going to be building then? Quick look at this. Okay, so it's the minifigures themselves and the beginning of the fire truck itself. Oh yeah, she's got this mug. She's got this particular mug that I think is going to probably be my best Lego mug. But anyway, that's instruction manual number 1. Instruction manual number 2. There's not too much of a giveaway, yeah, but there we go. That's the rest of the truck. Let's take a look at the back, see if we've got any other sets or anything like that. But no, not even a back page or anything like that. It's straight into the truck. So that's where we want to be after this brief speed build. Well, first impressions then. Well, if I was a minifigure, I would definitely want to drive this truck. First of all though, let's take a look at the minifigures. So this is LEGO Cities Adventures Freya McCloud, the Fire Chief. And she's really cool, isn't she? Now, one of my favourite things that she comes with is this accessory, this mug. I mean, it's one of the best things I've seen from LEGO all week, it really is. This here, look at that there on the front of it, a toasting marshmallow. How fitting is that a Fire Chief has that picture on her mug? I think it's brilliant. I love it. Anyway, this is altogether, I think, is a really cool looking minifigure. She kind of wears very practical clothes, but all in, if you look at all the colorations and everything like that, it's all very fashionable. I mean, starting off with her hairpiece, I mean, that is a mould and a half. It really is, isn't it? With the hair tied up there with the golden band. And it's a lovely colour as well with this reddish brown. And then around her face, she's got this nice welcoming smile here with the fashionable green glasses as well. If we go round to the back here and I just pull off the hairpiece, we've got this slightly more concerned look about her. But again, I think it looks pretty cool. It's a nice print there. It's all very nice, clean and sharp and everything that you'd want from a print. So let's pop that back on there. Here we go. And go back round to the front of it as well. I'll just steady the hairpiece. There we go. And let's take a look at that torso. Now, there is a lot going on with this torso here. So where should we start? Well, first of all, she's wearing a rather smart white polo shirt. And then she's got this, again, fashionably reddish brown jacket. We've got shield on one side there that, again, if you just catch the light right on it, it kind of shimmers back at you, along with the zip as well, which I think is just some really nice fine printing. She's got this great pocket there on the other side, and she's got this belt there. Again, it's got this kind of cool looking silver shimmering buckle on it, and it's quite utilitarian as well because you've got the pockets on there, and those pockets feature at the back as well. And on the back of her jacket, she's got the fire emblem as well, probably stitched into it, embroidered like. I think it looks really good. There's no printing on the back of the legs. There's no printing on the side of the arms, the torso, or the legs or anything like that. And again, that kind of continues around the front as well. She's kind of just basically wearing plain legs. But I've got to be honest though, I think it's a really good looking Fire Chief minifigure. So this is the firefighter. Now, he doesn't actually come with a name. He's called a firefighter because, well, that's exactly what he is. Now, his tool of choice, or his firefighting tool of choice, is this great big axe over here, which looks really good. I'm liking that. It's nice. It's an axe. I don't see too many firefighters with axes, but I would imagine, certainly in a forest or something like that, it'll be quite useful. Now, he comes with this cool looking helmet as well. I think it's got a really nice shape to it. It's a lovely moulding. He's got just the single facial expression there. I'm liking that. He's all kind of smiley and everything like that. He probably thinks the fire's not too bad and quite containable. But one thing I will say though, that beard of his, that goatee, I definitely think that's going to be quite flammable. Anyway, down to the torso, I've got quite a lot going on there. We've got buckles and braces and dials everywhere going on there. It looks pretty good with the high res green and silver going across the front of the chest as well. Around to the back, we've got the green version here of the fire emblem. I think that looks good. And the back of the braces with some pockets. And there's a harness in there as well. I'm liking the print on that. That's quite a clever. Yeah, that's really smart, that, isn't it? Just catches the light and there we go. That shimmering going on. Some really nice printing there. Back of the legs, nothing going on there. Side printed, nope, nothing going on there at all. But on the front of the legs, you've got a couple of pockets there and you've got the continuation of the high-res green going on there that kind of matches his torso. Yeah, he's a really good looking firefighter. And I think for a minifigure, for a firefighting minifigure, I think he's a good one. So let's pop him there, shall we? and take a look at these side builds. Now these are all right actually. I mean, there's not really too much to them. You've got a couple of these cones here, using this kind of white cone cylindrical element there with the trans blue round tile on it, and that's kind of cool. That's fine. I mean, there's not really a lot to these. You got these, well, there's not exactly a big fire, but you got these 3 fiery elements there, and of course you've got this cabinet here, and yeah, of course there's not much to it, but it does add a little bit of depth to the actual narrative of the Lego set, doesn't it? This is quite cool. This is quite a nice little build to put together. Just made up here using the door frame. You've got these 2 small sort of cabinet doors on there, and inside there you've got the sticker there. That's some sort of electrical cabinet, and you've got a useful 4x4 piece underneath it. You know, it's just a smart little part of the build. But let's take a look at the main thing itself, the fire truck. Now I really like this, and then, you know what? It doesn't matter how many Speed Champion sets that I always build, and I've built quite a few now, especially for this channel. I always enjoy doing a Lego City car, or in this case a truck. It's just so much more, I don't know, it's just almost a little bit more satisfying. Yeah, sure, it's not to scale and anything like that, but I still really enjoy it. So I kind of think you kind of get something else out of building something from Lego City. But anyway, what I'm loving about this, it's just so bulky, and yeah, it's bright, it's red, it's kind of everything I would want from a fire truck. But anyway, let's get round it, shall we? So the front bumper for a start, I just think looks great. Isn't that brilliant? If I drove a truck, I would definitely want a bumper like that as well. And you've got this nice big bonnet on here as well, with a great big sticker on there that was so big, it was kind of nice and easy to apply, really. You can't really go too wrong with that. You've got this lovely great big trans blue clear windshield, and then going across the top here, you've got this lovely great big ladder. And you only get the single ladder with this, but to be honest, that's all you really need. But it's a nice element to have nonetheless. Let's pop him there, and then holding that up on the roof, you got these kind of nice bars. They're almost like traversing the actual truck itself. I think that's nice, and they're quite nice actually to have those on there. They're kind of, it's an element that you don't get very often with sets, so I'm quite pleased to have that. I also think the trans blue tiles work particularly well for the lights as well. They'd be pretty good if they lit up, didn't they? Actually, let me know down in the comments below if anyone out there has ever actually put some proper brick lights on these. I think it would look absolutely brilliant. It really would do. Bright blue lights with the bright red vehicle itself. I can't think of anything better. But anyway, this is definitely a utilitarian vehicle, simply because you've got so much space on here and so much storage. I mean, where should I start? Let's go to the back, shall we? You've got this great little build on here as well. It's almost like a side build, but you know, you've got yourself a kind of a tray. It's almost like it's on some sort of sledge, but this is of course like a sort of mobile water hydrant there. You've got the valve here, you've got the water tank there, and of course you've got the hose with the stud shooter on the front there, firing off the water, which I think works really well. It's kind of nice and smooth in there. And it's just clipped just inside there, which is a nice little technique actually for just holding it in place. You've got loads of these clips around here as well. You've got the sort of retro Star Wars blaster, which of course in this case it uses the megaphone. You've got these clips here. You could always pop his axe on that, I suppose. I can't be carrying that around everywhere. I might get arrested. Then you've got this CB here, and you've got a kind of fire extinguisher there. But of course, with all this extra storage as well, we've got all these on the sides here. Let me pop that down if I can. There we go. We've got some extra storage in there, so you can put some tools in there, there, and there. It's everywhere. It's fantastic, isn't it? And of course, what I'm really particularly liking around this as well is you've got these great big tyres as well. I mean, it's just a great looking truck. Now, let's take a look in the kind of in the cockpit, I suppose you could call it. Now, there's just about room to get both figures in there, but it is a bit of a squish. You've got a small sticker that goes in there as well, which was fairly easy enough to apply. But you've got this nice printed piece in there with the tiles. But what I liked about this particular part of the build is this here. You've got this hinge here that once you put out flat wise, the roof kind of symbols, and you pop it on these studs here, but it also rests just on there, which is kind of like a bit of a technique that I'll take away from this build. Overall then, what did I think of Lego's fire response truck? Well, it's big, It's bright, it's bulky, and it's got some fantastic wheel treads on it. This was an awesome fire truck to build, and I gotta be honest, it comes with absolutely bundles of playability, and I'm really happy that I built it. I mean, I was just literally building it with a constant smile on my face. It was that good. You also get a couple of really good minifigures as well, with the fire chief, Freya McCloud, and you get this kind of cool looking fireman as well. And you get these pretty decent little assemblies that, like I said, they just add a little bit more depth to the story, and it comes with an absolute bundle of playability. So if you happen to see this set, I would definitely recommend you get it. Thank you as always for tuning in. If you like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. If you want to keep up to date with LEGO news and the goings on at London Bridge Bricks, please follow the channel on Twitter and Instagram, details of which you'll find down in the description below. And of course, if you're new around here, why not hop on and subscribe and become a big part of the LBB family. I'll leave you now with some videos that I think you might like.